How's everyone doing? It's Friday. We said we're going to look into some of the CeraMotion stuff again. So we are going to do this today. Um, Take a look at the website, optilandcadcam.com, and or text or call us, 855 CADCAM1 or 223-2261. And I'm going to try and look at the CeraMotion kits. There's 3 kits available. This time here today, maybe a little bit more simple and relaxed than the last one. What are we trying to do? Trying to have something to enhance our restorations, to bring them from, well, this one doesn't have any color in it, but from something like this, if you polish this is not going to look very nice, to something like this. This is the crown what I made on the last one. So I know pictures can be deceiving. This is reality here. We're going to try and use the product what we can use on basically everything, where the firing cycle is all straightforward and easy, where the colors what you're expecting are coming out the way you're expecting, where hopefully, let's see if that actually shows up, where there is some fluorescence in it. You see on the zirconia nothing happens. You see what happens here, right? Fluorescence is important, at least in my opinion. And this kit has kind of everything. It has the fluorescence in it, not just in the glaze, like on some of the other companies. It has it in all of their pastes and stains, so everybody calls it a little bit different. The competitor here calls it liquids porcelain, that and structural paste. We are calling this here 2D and 3D. So 2D would be basically our standard stains. They don't necessarily have a bunch of fluorescence in it because all the stains and they need to be potent in their staining ability, and you can't really expect too much from like a honey or brown or whatever. The 3D paste, which are basically the equivalent to the structure paste, they are liquid ceramic if you want so, and they are super low fusing, so you can, without thinking twice, put this pretty much on everything. The last list on here, I'm not gonna texting me later and saying, hey, or I didn't want this and it didn't work. But basically, if you're trying to enhance something what arrived to you from the lab and you're a little unhappy with it, the patient's in the chair, you're trying to figure an easy way out to modify this, make this a little bit more lively, or make a subtle change of the shade, then especially on the bleach shades, that's sometimes a thing that's very subtle and you just need a little bit more oomph in it. Or maybe you need to go a shade darker, coming in to 1.5 or warm up the next, or I don't know. This will do it without actually having to think over it too much on what was previously on there. You could have used pretty much anything, and you can use this. You just want to make sure that, where is it, the steamer, the restoration is clean. You maybe want to, I don't know, slightly sandblast it. I'm not saying blast the existing stains off, but lightly sandblast that, and then steam it off, and put on what you want to put on. A couple of things to have on hand, which are handy, is a zirconia spatula, or the metal-free spatula. You can pay a lot of money for one of those. You maybe find something better. There's tweezers, they're from Amazon, that's zirconia as well. It prevents you from having black marks if you're using a hemostat like this. I like the ones with the pin in it because then you can set it on the bench. And if you imagine you had a crown on this here, it's not gonna, even the other way around, it's not gonna touch your bench here. Yeah? What else? You need some firing trays, pins. Usually the front comes with some, so I'm talking about the Vita Vacumat M6000 to install that one. If you like the idle top furnace, get you an idle top furnace as well. This is not the only one. Check out our website, like I said, or text us to this call what we have, what we recommend. It has worked for others. Maybe you already have something in that, or you're familiar with something you want to use, or some existing things, whatever it is. As long as you can program it, which I have never heard of a furnace you couldn't, you're fine. Then what else? These pegs here, I like those. Those were, yes, perfect pegs. Let me say one more time. Why I like these is they come in an assortment where you have bigger ones, the molars. That's actually the molar one here. Smaller ones for 3 molars, and inferior ones. And yes, you can custom shape them if you're unhappy with that. They work out great. They also have this little portion here where you can easily grab them. So that's good. I like that. They also change the color. They look really, really gray when they're coming out of the oven. And you know if they're gray, you can touch them. You're gonna burn your fingers. I use camp hemostat, something to touch it. You're not going to solve. And well, the furnace. I'm turn this thing on here. To show you the Vita furnace. That's the one I have here. Small footprints, quick furnace. That's what it needs to be doing. You want fireproof surface of sorts. I use my own, but it actually has one built in that I could get out of here and then use that. There's another one on the outside. It tells you with the color pin what's going on, and it has a touch display for different users and profiles, and you can basically create your own profiles in here. And I have the download out of the book, CeraMotion 1, 2, quick glaze, and the B is a little bit of the modified version. And then if we're looking into this, it's basically showing you, okay, 450 degree, 8 minutes, over 100% vacuum here, and then we're going up to the temperature of 55 degrees per minute, and then we change that, and I'll do bigger restorations. I'm going up to 730 here, and if I go and leave this program and choose a standby or no standby, I have basically here, this is actually maybe already a little bit hot, but I had good success with that. It's 760, so the book says 730 centigrade. I found that the results are already better with 750. I'll try that out before you go all the way up. You can increase it subtly. You don't want to fire it. And that is pretty much all you need. Clean surfaces. I have a cleaning tray here. It's already come with brushes, and I'm going to show you those. In here. by. There's instructions, obviously, what come with it. And I have a little bookmark here where I'm going to try and show you that this way. No, it's mirrored, so I'll put that. I think here it's not. Yep. So you have a little table, instructions in here, and I can tell you that there's basically instructions for an A2, for Vita Classic A2B shape, the LT-A2, and then the recommended to use the transport paste together with the paste glaze. So you have a cheat sheet, it works great. I'll show you the kits here really quick. And want to point out, you don't have to actually buy necessarily the kits. If you just want to try out the glaze, if you just want a recommendation, hey, I want to enhance the incisal a little bit, or hey, I need something for pink, or by all means, just buy what you need. The kits are great though, and we have basically the induction limits, and there is liquids in there. Refreshing liquid in there, a diluting liquid, work liquid, basically. A whole bunch of different parts, and I like to make samples, so I basically use the mat here, use the spatula, and then made just a little bit of piece and super glue that too here, and you can already see the translucency of that. Yes, there's some glue in the background, but that's some very nice transparent material. This is the 3D Dentin bleach. There's Dentin light. There's all sorts of stuff, and of course you have the paste. There's a PL in this case, and to just give you the quick rundown, this is the one touch no limits. And that's basically the extension to the original kit with CeraMotion. And on the one touch, you have a popular one here is honey, or 3D neutral. You have to be a little cautious that you're not putting too much on there, otherwise you tend to look a little bit gray. That's really not what you're after. Here's a opal blue. And the 3D paste, we said that one more time, you're adding body to it, they're adding material to it, so you can make a minimum cutback, micro layering basically, and make just a cutback of 0.2, 0.3. Maybe 0.4, something like that, and then you can make an internal stain, or you can use those 3D paste and then stain on top of it. I'd probably put it internal, so it comes through it. Probably gonna look nicer if you know how to use those. Easier the other way around. If you're adding something and put the stains on top of it, you can just take them off relatively easy if something went the wrong way. There's already brushes in here. There is a pink kit, and I want to show you some of those samples. The pink kit, by the way, is the only one which has no fluorescence in it. There's a gingerbread transfer, and something that doesn't fluoresce, just use that. There's a gingerbread modifier that does those are really good gingerbread shades. And the nice thing is they are a 3D paste. You can apply a good amount. If you try to just use a stain, I like the GC gingerbread kits, great. And if you're just staining it, you're not going to be able to accomplish what you want to accomplish with this one all in one. You're going to need 2 or maybe 3 or something like that. And yes, you probably should do the teeth separately from the gingerbread, but you can, with just one oven run, get something which is already covering a good amount, which is already a bit nice and pink. And then if you want to additionally stain that, great. Okay, so this one maybe too heavy of a cutback, but for this would be better for like porcelain layering, and basically, of course, trying to somehow accomplish something like this. To be fair, this was made at, of course, this is actual porcelain on here, and there's a cutback from the central to the canine here. But to show the other side, inside there's no porcelain on it, it's just stains. And yeah, you need a couple of polygons to cover this. The lighting is maybe not the greatest, I'm not sure. It looks, in reality, here on my bench, it looks really nice. Maybe I put pictures in, I'm not sure. Okay, what I want to show you is something simple to get to results similar to this. And I feel like, why am I pushing for the cement-based kits? If you polish something in zirconia, I guess there's a lot of polishing kits out there which pretty zirconia, pretty zirconia. If that works for you, great. For posterior, maybe as soon as you have dentary, I don't feel you can do that. And even on the posterior, you're putting your final on such better result. And I feel like if you have a decent anatomy, something like this, you're just not going to be able to get into every single nook and cranny with this. With your brushes and polish this out. Okay, I'm gonna put some up here with some zirconia beads in it. Those are really helpful. Get yourself a file for root canals. They look cheap and they're really nice to apply small amounts of some sort of a stain, little crack lines or something like that. But I did forget to mention what we need is, of course, some sort of a pack material. I'm using the Super Pack 2 here. You can find that in our shop as well. And there is other great model holders. I just put it this way. That works for me. And that crown up. And then get your peg in there. And probably wise to steam clean this first before you're doing anything. I have it on my holder. Give this a quick blast. So you want to try to avoid having too much moisture and stuff on here. In all reality, steam it first and then put it on the putty material and on the pack. There is also a risk if you're contaminating your liquids or things with either the wrong type of liquid that was on your trays, on your brushes, on wherever. If you wash them out, if you're steam cleaning your brushes, make sure they're all the way dry, and then try to maybe use diluting liquid to clean them out, and then just let them, shake them out, and then let them dry. So that must be what I just did. Then want some body A. Maybe some paste glaze. Instead of the neutral, I'll show you the difference here. They're almost the same. Transfer is a little bit cleaner. It doesn't have that gray hue to it. Incisal I2 is a great go-to enhancer. There's an incisal I3, which is like more friendly. And there's two glazes. Paste glaze bright, you see very small underneath there, and paste glaze transfer. Kind of depends what shade you have, and then you just consult with a cheat sheet. Okay. If you know you're not contaminating anything, no problem, go straight into your pot. If you're new to all of this, really don't do that. Really get yourself a spatula. Try to avoid, use a glass spatula, use zirconia, use in the worst case plastic, but no more. And then I'm going to use transfer. Just show you that again. Yeah, that's fluorescent. While I'm doing this, I didn't fluorescence. If you ever custom stain the crown in the doctor's chair with the patient, initially realizing, oh, this light isn't right, this light isn't right. Let's go out into the sunlight. Let's go over here. Let's do this. Well, a lot of that has to do with UV light and fluorescence. There's just not, there's no UV light in UV light in or artificial lighting. Let's get this out of the way. And drop everything liquid here. It comes with a brush. I'm using my own brush here to apply the glaze paste. That's fine. You want to probably only use this brush here for the 3D paste. I've tried different ones. This is basically shorter bristles. It's a little bit more stiff that way, and it gives you the option, the ability to really apply those pastes. And I have one 3D paste here that you can actually see that it's going on. I have to go somewhere where you can actually see this. At least I hope. Let me turn myself off here. Yeah. I hope it's not entirely out of my. That's not good. I don't like that. That's better. No. Can do that, I guess. I'm going to put it back where it was, just because it's covered. Okay. You don't want to make it too thin, and make it too thick. With too little glaze material, they don't glaze right. With too much on it, it's just going to get everywhere. It's going to destroy the texture what you maybe have carefully put in your handpiece, maybe with your CAD design already. And if you already took care that your contact points and everything is okay, you want to be as consistent as you can. I like glazing the contact points as well. I like to glaze things, and then on the functional contact points, so on your occlusion, on your dynamics, if you have some. I like to take a diamond infused travel wheels and then basically polish those contacts through the glaze, so that the zirconia, if you had some adjustments done, etc., that is gentle to the opposing. Sometimes if you're using the putty, the PEG putty, whichever it is, you need to maybe consider your pre-drying time and extend your pre-drying time a little bit. Make sure everything is nice and dry before it fires it. I'm seeing that we're coming up to half an hour. My goal was to keep this within 30 minutes. So there's a layer of glaze on here now, on the exterior. And on the posterior, that's really easy. Really not a whole bunch of it to do, if you have a good zirconia underneath. If you need help picking out a good zirconia, we might have 3 different manufacturers will be carried. One in Yabach, as you know, hopefully, B&D, and HMX, and they're all good and have their place. If they weren't good, we wouldn't carry them. Sorry, sometimes I need to take it like out of the way here, that I can actually do what I need to do. Okay, so you could use a little of the body if you want. Use making a bunch of really nice here. A smaller brush. And some of the body material. Get that around the cervical kind of. Trying to hold it, and you can see it in that lower right window, but it doesn't always work out for me to do this. And I like to mix it on the ground. Yes, you can take the piece of glaze here, push something to the side, take some of your stain material, and mix it that way, and do some more of the equator body area. I basically just pull it up to where I need it and mix it in with the glaze. I try to do it this way. Usually that's not how I'm holding the crown, but I think this is how you can, at least to some extent, see what I'm doing here. I'm trying now all different sorts of angles for you and still struggling with it. especially when trying to do the chameleon, you're looking at the ground, what I'm doing, and at the same time trying to look at the camera and the monitor, basically. Okay. And now, you would, of course, before you are putting anything on here, take your shade tab, compare this to your shade tab, and then you see maybe a little bit better what I've done here. Okay. I'm going to try and get what I have on my plate over here. Put this into there. There's a powder what you can use for the fissures. Very intense. Very little bit. If you already have something like that at the moment, maybe you try to do a paste glaze. See what the fluorescence does for you. And then I'm going to use the pointy side here of my instrument that I custom made. And I'm going to try to basically get some of that stain in here. It's not enough, I might have to use some of the original undiluted. I'm really struggling doing that under the camera. I think I need to do it and then show you. If you put too much in there, we'll take the brush, get that out. I'm going to make this subtle. Kind of depends on the shade a little bit. Pictures always help. If you're doing this, a good recommendation could be that on your order form, the doctor fills out if they actually want that or not. Yeah, because depending on what the patient situation is, they can check the box if they want that done, if they want the fissures done or not. And if you do it yourself, it's tough to take out what is in there. Okay. You see, there's not a ton in there. There's some in there. I wouldn't typically use something like this on the posterior for every single case. Again, depends on the shade. Let's going to put a tiny bit. Just for you here for the online portion that you can see what it does. So that's right on there. And last but not least, I'm going to show you the difference in the consistency here. I'll move this around. This is your 2D. This is your 3D. So I got the 3D transfer. And if I were to try and get some of this out, you see that I can see it. With this brush what I'm having here, I'm only either getting a super tiny amount out, or it's a lot of work. I can do it. I have a really small amount on here. And that's probably already enough. And then that's where that, if you need larger amounts, where that brush with the full bristles really comes in handy. And I'm going to try and show you. Can do with this. You see that? It's probably already close to being too much. No, we don't need. I'm trying to disperse this here a little bit. I'm going to try and take a picture and upload on the later point the picture so that you can see the result. On this one, super small amount, and I have to think about what I can mix or not mix. All these into changeable, they can be mixed with each other. And the 3D paste is stays where you put it, really, really nice. Okay, so again, would I do this on the posterior? No, I'm trying to show you some of the capabilities here. And coming back to the pink, because it is so pasty, it has that consistency, you can really put a thicker amount right away in there. You can create some texture that you cannot do with the stains. You'll just, if you have a too large amount in there, you crack it, you have other issues with it. You have to try to pre-dry them. Yes, that's, you could pre-dry them or stick them in the oven a little longer. But you basically get better coverage with those pink 3D stains or 3D pastes, and you can have a normal stain. And I feel like that just stained, you have to be really, really skilled to make something look like it has dimension to it. As soon as you put some porcelain on it, you maybe have an internal staining and have porcelain on top of it, you can get better results. And that is kind of what that is. All right, so we're 40 minutes, 10 minutes over. Only last thing I have to do now is to put this into the oven. So I will open my phone here again and show you what I'm going to do. And oven's going to also open up here. It's going to just a small one. Okay, so now it's sitting in here. And it is pre-programmed. If you need help with the programming of the oven, maybe, and you have bought the oven from us, or you're a customer who's buying other stuff from us, I don't really care. Then you can take advantage of our 24/7 support. All I basically have to do here is hit the play button. You see this light now changed to blue, so it's telling me now that it's heating up, and it will sound when it's done. And I'd say that can be the end of our webinar here, and we can all go into the weekends, enjoy ourselves. And I will, last thing maybe to say, every second week, watch out for the announcements and the scheduled events wherever you're watching. It's the HE group, North America or LinkedIn or whatever you at. Look at those pre-scheduled events. The next ones will be basically covering some ExoCAD. There's a whole bunch of news in the software, and it's worth to go through all those modules again to see what has actually changed, what has made our life easier, and taking some advantage of it. Now, every second Friday, sign up for those. Feel free to share those things, and you can always text and call if you have a different topic what you would like to get covered, if you want to be guests come here as well. And you can text his number if you would like and let us know of that. And other than the Q&A, let's see here before I really see that right. Yes, okay, so somebody at Facebook asked if the samples what I made here is the actual samples of the material. Yes, that is correct. So if you don't make yourself samples, it doesn't come like this. If you don't make yourself samples, then you have no idea what you're doing with this. And yes, don't get me wrong, when I got the kit here in myself after Chicago, I got the 3 kits, and I was so excited to use it that I had some zirconia crowns laying around, and I slapped it and everything, and I mixed 7 things together. Maybe don't do that, maybe keep it simple in the beginning, don't put too many things on it, try to follow the instructions on the thing, and then make yourself some samples based on to just repeat this. It wants you to no stick mat, and then I just took some of the 3D material out. Those all the 3D material samples. The 2Ds, if you see, they don't have any of the samples on there. And I just basically put some on here and then fired it. And then use super glue to stick that to the parts, so I know exactly what I'm looking for, or what I will get if I'm putting that on there. And let's see, next question. How frequently do you have to mix what's in the jars? Well, it depends how long they sit. If you use them every day, it's a quick throw with the brush. If they've been sitting for a little longer, they may dry out. Mine have been perfectly fine. If maybe the seal is not good, then you will have to use the refreshing liquid here. Be very cautious with that, not too much in there. And then you just mix them over again. They kind of separate a little bit. The 3D paste for sure, I would properly mix those before you're using that. What else? Next question. How do you compare the 3D stains to something like Neostructure? I don't want to bash Neo because I've used it long enough to know that it has its place and that it's great. But this is actually the original Neo. Neo has copied that. Meanwhile, there's other people copied that. I've seen that in Chicago. This is made in Germany. They're a good company. They're around as well, and porcelains as well, and all that jazz. And they actually have figured it out in a way that what you call the structure paste on Neo actually fires correctly. I've attempted the 2D stains or the regular stains on the Neo kit are great. The 3D, I haven't been able to get them on a firing, and everybody I'm talking to had the same issues with it. That they have the translucency what I have here. That's what I'm expecting of it. And then maybe my expectations are too high. I don't know. But if you stacked porcelain before, and you know what a window forecast for you, or a neutral correction material, and you know what you can mix together, then I don't want to. For me, they always came out very milky. They always looked under fire. And everybody else I spoke to. And then I kept increasing the temperature, and it just didn't really change a lot. Those also I had to increase the temperature slightly from 730 to 750, but those look great. The only little side note is that if you're using too much of the neutral, that they tend to become a little gray. You can see the detail. And then rather use the transfer instead of the neutral and still be a little cautious of it, how much you apply of that. Okay, and I think that's it. Hope everyone has a good weekend. If you could, please like the video, comment on it, share it, and have a wonderful weekend.